I don't know.
I don't know. There was something in the sound. I could, like, you couldn't have screamed those words across and been more clear. It was so obvious that that's what was going on. And then I was laughing because I'm like, oh my God, I'm reading her breath.
You know, it's so funny.
Ridiculous.
That to me is what makes, like, married life of any kind just not horribly. There are your tips for the day.
Yeah.
Your she said, she said. And she said and she said actually agree on both of those.
I know. You couldn't disagree. You really couldn't
I'd be
disagree.
in trouble. That would be the end of she said, she said.
So true.
It was short-lived.
She said, and then she didn't say anything after that.
Welcome to the She Said podcast. I'm Pam Pryor, and I am an author, speaker, CFO, and I balance the books.
I'm Deb Reinhardt. I am a master coach and certified with Deepak Chopra and family, and I balance Pam most of the time.
So each week we're going to dive headlong into the things of life, business, all the stuff that comes up from being together 33 years.
So there may be a few lighthearted arguments. You never know.
Let's see what we can provoke today.
Oh boy, let's go.
I am still laughing from last night, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So we were watching, give me the name, the Hugh Jackman,
Oh yeah,
Ryan Reynolds.
the Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, the Wolverine,
other way,
Daredevil and Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool, that's it. Deadpool and Wolverine.
It was as late as, I don't know, 7 o'clock?
7:30. It was 7:30 exactly. I know exactly why.
And we're bopping through all the YouTube clips of the two of them doing their press tour, which was really good.
Hysterical fun.
They're so funny together. And we actually were talking about date night for that movie because it really looks like a good one. And we love both of them. But at the end of one of those, I hit stop or whatever. And I must have hit stop and just gone, and from across the room, Deb starts laughing. I said, what are you laughing at? She goes, I know exactly what that breath was. That was, I am so tired, but I can't go to bed yet because it's only 7:30.
That is so true.
I didn't say a word. All I did was this particular breath. And I realized when you said it, there was like a particular, like,
there was,
I don't know.
There was something in the sound. I could, like, you couldn't have screamed those words across and been more clear. It was so obvious that that's what was going on. And then I was laughing because I'm like, oh my God, I'm reading her breath.
You know, it's so funny.
Ridiculous.
That to me is what makes, like, married life of any kind just not horribly, absolutely boring.
Could be horrible.
But awesomely comforting. Like, it was so funny to just know
that you have no secrets. Because that's kind of where it goes down.
There's no way I'm going to, like, make an expression or secretly roll my eyes or anything that you're not going to catch.
Because I hear your eyeballs roll in the back of your head.
There you go. It's the mom skill for marriage.
It absolutely is.
But the sad part is, we're not, like, you're not even 60 yet. But it was 7:30 last night, and we were like,
we're exhausted.
Okay, we got to make it another 2 hours just to be human and give the dog.
I'm actually just trying to think of what we did yesterday to be so freaking tired.
I was working down here in the...
I cooked a meal. I have not done that in a little while. I made a meal. That was it.
I worked down here all day in our studio because it was cool. Because you were singing.
I was singing.
So I love it that I'll talk about that for a minute. So you've always sung, right?
Yes.
What made you decide to say, I want to sing again and I want to really sing? Like, we've been choir singers and that kind of stuff, but you like stepped up and went, I want to sing.
Yeah. It just feels good. It just really feels good. And, you know, Lindsay sings. She's a pro. So, and we have a lot of what we do is with singers. Mm-hmm. We hang out with them. We hold lieder abends.
Yep. Most of our bonus kids are singers.
Wouldn't it be nice to be able to sing at a lieder abend and not be like nervous about it or embarrassed with it? Because I was not good
So that
enough.
Just struck you at some point and you thought, I'm going to do something about it now.
And I've gone back and I've done lessons on and off for a little while. But I found a perfect teacher, Becky Ohlers, South Jersey Voice Studio.
Yeah, we'll drop her info.
we'll drop her info
in the notes because she's really
amazing. But Grammy winner singer. She's awesome. But it just feels good. And I think the other thing that's been really interesting for me, different from choral singing, choir singing,
which is it's all I will ever do, just for the record.
It is such a personal expression. And so now I'm starting to be more comfortable in actually embodying the songs. So it's not just the vocal, but it's just how you feel about it. And so it's so cool. It's actually getting more and more fun the more I do it.
Well, I can tell because you're doing it every day for an hour, an hour and a half.
Hours,
you're singing, and it's cool for me because I get to hear it, and I hear it getting better and better and stronger and stronger. And you're singing differently than you did before.
Yeah, because now I'm living in the songs. It's a very different feeling.
You're also accepting the fact that you're a belter.
I'm learning
to belt.
I'm learning to belt.
Yeah, that's really cool.
She requires me to learn.
We'll have to do a performance on She Said
I
someday.
Think so.
All right, cool deal. Well, that's a pretty good intro for today, I think.
Yeah. Nice way to start. Nice way to catch us up.
The thing there, I think, is it's just never too late to start anything.
No.
And just do it.
Absolutely not. I'm never going to win a Grammy. But
never say never.
Will I enjoy my voice? Will I enjoy making art? Yeah.
The day I knew you were actually really in it was the day you said, I think I want to do a recital.
Yeah, I know.
All right, sweet. So we'll keep you posted on that just so you know when it happens. So kind of along the same veins, it's sort of the same sort of, I'm going to call mine an obsession and yours a hobby, but when I took up DeFi, really looking into crypto a little bit more, and I guess this kind of happened after COVID.
Yes, and it was after COVID.
I got connected through...
The kids were gone.
Yeah, through one of my masterminds to just learning a little more about the crypto world, and it was one of those things where I kind of picked up the manhole cover, and I just went down in it, and I'm now in the tunnels of crypto world, and very rarely pop my head up back to normal life, but it's kind of cool. And again, it's along the veins when I first started, I'm I know nothing about this.
Yeah.
It's who am I to be looking at crypto? It's for the young kids. It's something I'll never understand.
Yeah, you were convicted. No, because you really felt it was important to understand it for the purposes of your clientele. That's what you said.
Well, that's
to me.
what I started as.
That's what you said to me.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
I meant it.
My clients are going to, at some point, this is going to be a thing for them. I need to get ahead of it, blah, blah, blah.
I meant that. That's exactly why I went there. So, yeah, I don't have any clients who invest in crypto except one who doesn't even pay attention to it. He's invested it and that's it. But there's this really good podcast, which we will provide a link to, called Bankless. And these two guys are, I don't know, I'm guessing in their 30s. David Hoffman and Ryan.
I don't even know their names. I only know them by their voices.
Yeah, but they really speak to people who know nothing up to people who really know stuff. And I've been listening to them now steadily for 3 years.
Non-stop.
Because you have to get educated.
Non-stop. David and Ryan, thank you so very much.
You know them now.
You are the soundtrack for every car ride that we have. Every car ride.
Come on. And Deb will sit on the other side of the car, and if there's a word we don't know, she'll look it up, which is just awesome. So it's a team sport.
It's a team event.
It's a team sport, and
it is a whole new language.
It's a whole new language. It's a whole new world. It's interesting because it's still kind of on the cutting edge. So to me, it's internet was in 1990, right?
That's
it's nobody really knew what it was about, but we kind of heard of this thing, and we were still working on green screens and could never conceive of, I can go, click on this thing at Amazon and it'll get delivered to me every month. Kind of nobody had that picture in their head. So in my mind, this is kind of where we are now. They're still working out use cases for it. But if we don't listen all the time, it could get away from us. So you're welcome. But it is pretty pathetic.
There's an all the time, and then there's an all the time.
We will get in the car to go anywhere, and I automatically, it comes on. You hear Ryan and David, Ryan and David, Ryan and David. And every now and then I do actually go, I'm in the car with my wife. we should probably have a conversation. And I turn it off. Or even funnier is when you'll start talking, but I'm like actually listening to Ryan and David. And there's one of two things that I do. One is I will turn it off with a little bit of attitude. Mm-hmm. And you'll go like, thank you, or just keep talking. And other times I'll turn it off like, I really need to turn this off and listen to my wife.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it's usually that.
It's pretty funny.
It's not a lot of, you don't give me attitude often.
But like unprompted, I don't come up with that myself. So now I have a new habit. As I back out of the garage for you to get in the car, I'm turning it off so that we can actually chat. Now, if you're boring,
stay off.
If you're boring or we have nothing to say, I put it back on.
Oh, so nice.
There's a lot to learn.
I know there's a lot.
There's a lot to learn.
I know there's a lot.
And you probably know now, just from secondary smoke, you probably know now as more about crypto than 90% of the population.
There are elements of it that are fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, truly.
Because you're a tech person.
Yeah, I'm a tech person.
Been in IT your whole life. And yeah.
But it's so vast.
Yeah.
And there are days, literally, where they're just talking amalgamator valves.
Yeah. It's like, what are those words?
They're just stringing words together that make no sense.
It's like we say of Jeffrey, my nephew, who's the PhD. We can read his papers and we understand all the words, but I have no idea what it says.
All together.
Yeah.
Same thing with
that. That's true. But it is interesting. So like, I always wonder what everybody does when they get in the car together. Like, it's one of those times you have in an enclosed space, no other people, and devoting some time to your relationship when you're there is not an awful idea.
You know, a really great thing that you can do when you're in the car to kind of commit to the relationship idea is just hold hands.
Great point.
It's just it's like a little simple thing.
Yep.
But it's so nice.
Yep.
It's so nice.
Really true. That is true. Even if you're not talking or are talking, it's a really cool kind of thing.
Just a moment of connection.
Especially now that we don't have a stick shift anymore. It works.
Because we don't need it.
Otherwise, you're doing this.
We've done that.
But still, not as convenient.
Not as easy.
Yeah, it's a true story. That is a really good tip. There's your tip for the day. When you're in the car with your significant other, whether you're talking or not,
2 tips.
Hold hands.
One is when you leave before you leave the house, kiss.
Oh.
And say I love you. Because you don't know when you're going to walk.
Not when you're getting in the car together, but when one is leaving and the other's not.
When either one is leaving the house, kiss and say I love you. You just, because you never know what life is going to throw at you.
It's really true.
And then, if you're getting in the car holding hands, it's really nice.
Yeah. They're your tips for the day.
Yeah.
Your she said, and she said actually agree on both of those.
I know. You couldn't disagree. You really couldn't
I'd be in trouble. That would be the end of she said.
So true.
It was short-lived.
She said, and then she didn't say anything after that.
She said and it ended.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you get people, when you drive, people piss you off, but you said you're working on that now.
I am working on it. Road rage.
Road rage is a thing.
I don't know what it is. I think it's because I'm trapped in a vehicle.
Yeah.
I drive.
What happened to enjoy the journey?
I can't say, all right. I enjoy the journey when somebody else is driving.
That is true. I don't.
And you don't.
No. But I enjoy it when I'm driving.
But I feel trapped in the car. And then when people are stupid, and people are frequently stupid, what can you do? Like,
well, that's kind of my point. What can you do? What's the point of getting agitated?
It allows me to express the frustration that happens when you're cut off by somebody going 85 miles an hour on 95. Like, my 80, please, was not fast enough for them.
That is true. That
is annoying. And then they weave in and out. And if that's you, not a.
But here's the thing.
Those people.
But it is those things, and true. You shouldn't be going 80. Let's start with that.
I don't frequently.
Second thing, and there are stupid left lane people. There's just no question. But you get agitated in traffic. Like if there's stop and go traffic, you go. Now I know that urge, right? Because every time there's traffic, I start down that road, but then I do something you taught me. Actually,
I know.
Breathe.
I know.
Just a couple of really deep breaths, in for 4, out for 8, or box breathing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'm in the car. I'm listening to my podcast about DeFi. I get extra time to hear it. And I'm either with my wife or I'm not with my wife or kids or whatever. But it's like, oh, I'm here. What's the problem? As long as, well, I always leave ridiculously early.
You leave a lot of extra time.
So there is never any stress for me about being on time.
Immense amounts of extra
and you leave.
I leave some
with
extra
the
time.
Nick of the time.
Not
and here's what happens.
Time,
oh, it is nick of time because here's what happens. I'm going to clarify this for you now once and for all so that you understand.
I think Diego's being
Diego, go on, buddy. Walk time. I'm going to clarify this for you once and for all because I, of course, see it and it's right. When we have a time to go, let's say it's 10:30.
Yeah.
You aim at 10:30.
If you say we're leaving at 10:30, yes, I am at 10:30.
Me talking, still talking. Mm-hmm. We say 10:30. You aim at 10:30 faithfully. Like I don't have to say 10:15 for that reason, but you're ready at 10:30.
Yes.
But you getting out of the house is like you. Anytime you walk around the house, you have to do the things. So if you see a book on a table instead of in the bookshelf, you'll put it away. Mm-hmm. If you see that the room needs vacuuming, you'll vacuum it. If you see anything, you have to do it. Like lights have to go off.
Lights have to go off.
So we end up being somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes late leaving. So it's easy to solve. This is why we're still married. I just say 10:15. But that's what you're doing. You have to like shut down the house.
But yeah, before I leave, before I leave the house, I want to make sure that in the event of an emergency, if there were an emergency, like say we were in a car accident.
Is this like you don't want the firemen to see your dirty underwear?
I don't want anybody to see the house not looking completely
If there's
organized.
a fire in the house.
Not a fire in the house. If something happens to us, let's say maybe
after we're dead, somebody comes into the house.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want them to say, "Oh my God, they're living like this." But that's why I don't keep. I don't. That's why I don't. But that's why I don't let the house ever get bad. But it is a part of my mentality that before you leave, you straighten everything up.
Yep.
And it's not morbid. I just want to.
I'm just kidding.
But I like coming home to things.
Well, now that's the thing.
In place.
So I make fun of you all the time for your cleaning, but I love coming home to a clean house. I love it when the house is clean all the time. Like it's pretty cool. But it is a thing we had to figure out, and I'll bet you we're not the only ones that have that leave early, leave late thing. But I always leave. But my point was, I'm circling back to my point. I always leave with plenty of time. Like if I need half an hour to get somewhere, I go, okay, I need half an hour, so let me add a 15-minute pad, and then just in case I'll add 15 minutes, so I leave an hour before when I need to leave half an hour before, and then I leave 5 minutes before that. Like it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
But I never have to be hyper.
Yeah.
And like I get to the airport, these guys know when they travel with me, I'm like, what time's the flight? 3 o'clock? Cool, we'll get to the airport at 11. It's not quite that ridiculous.
But
why not work there calmly, then work here, and then all of a sudden get in a traffic jam and be late for a flight?
Yeah.
It's just so logical.
I understand some.
But you don't like being in traffic. Even when you're a passenger, you don't like being in traffic.
No.
Which is why we have podcasts
then I
like
try to sleep.
She Said and Bankless for people in those very situations. So if you're in traffic right now listening to this, sorry about that.
No, we did this just for you.
Deep breaths. In for 4, out for 8. In for 4, out for 8.
Yeah.
I love it.
Always exhaling more than you took in.
Oh, that's an important tip. Say that again.
Exhaling more than you took in.
Why?
It's just that's the breath that
you're
talking
vagus
about
nerve thing?
is that, yes. As a matter of fact, it is. It calms the vagus nerve.
So it does something physically to you.
You can also do the 4, 4, 4, and 4. You can do the box breathing, which is, breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4.
Okay.
That's a box. Or you can do coherence breathing, which is either you can breathe in and out at the same, but when you breathe in and you lengthen the exhale, it's particularly calming to the vagus nerve.
There you go.
Stress reliever.
So here's the thing you don't do, kids. When your wife is stressed in traffic, say,
don't say breathe. Don't say breathe.
Honey, you just tell me to breathe. You just breathe. That is like
don't say breathe.
Putting a fire on gas.
Yeah.
I'll breathe.
You do that often.
It's do what you tell me to do.
You do that often.
I do that a lot.
You do it to press my button.
I don't do it to press button. I do it to truly remind you because breathing pisses me off. Like when somebody says just breathe, it's like, God damn it, all right. And I breathe, and like for the first 2 breaths, I'm like mad. Like this isn't going to do a damn thing. But then all of a sudden on the third one, it's like, oh, that's really right.
To unlock.
So I only do it. I don't do it to push your buttons. I really don't. I don't do anything to just push your buttons.
Really?
Actually, no.
Really?
I really don't.
I don't know.
Because what
that
value is that to me? Seriously, that to really push your buttons. I think it's just naturally me that pushes your buttons.
Maybe that's.
But I'm not. I don't intend to. I think it's just who I am.
Sometimes you have a very, very good gift.
Thank you
for finding every little.
Thank you, and I'm not even trying.
I believe that.
Breathe.
Breathe.
Are you nesting there?
The question is, if you could go back in time, and you're a pro at this, and compete in the Olympics at any 2 sports, 1 team and 1 singular, what would it be? Why?
Do you want to go first?
I can go first. All right. So, my singular sport would be equestrian. I when I was young.
Dressage or like the course where you jump things.
Yeah, I would love to do. I would love to do both of them.
Oh.
So and the equestrians they do all of that.
I didn't know that.
But I think I took riding lessons when I was in 2nd grade. My parents got me riding lessons for Christmas, and
I'm a horse. That's what he's saying. I'm a horse.
I just loved I think the movement of horses is beautiful.
Yeah, they're gorgeous animals.
And it's just.
And you kind of have a partner in it with your horse.
Yeah, it's just such a gracious thing. And then I think for the team sport, rowing. Again, I think for me, it's the aesthetics of rowing. So we're just outside of Philadelphia. So, and in college, my best friend was a rower, and would row at the Dad Vales. So regatta downtown, and so. I just have, I don't know, there's something
you always like when you called
there's something
in college
beautiful
or
about
something.
it.
Didn't you, what did you call the person who yells?
No. But I
thought you did.
No. I'm not tall. I'm not small enough.
Is that
to
another
be
girlfriend?
Must be somebody else. Yeah, not me.
I just could have sworn you were. What do they call that person at the front that goes, pull?
The stroke?
I don't know. Oh my God. I have no idea. I totally made that up.
Know. Yeah.
I think you've forgotten.
I did not do it in college.
Oof, that was somebody else.
I was never on.
You did pull for skeet shooting.
I pulled for skeet shooting. That I did do.
Okay, that was a pretty pathetic jump for me.
Yeah, could be that.
Okay. Those are good.
Yeah, those are mine.
And
I think it's because they're just beautiful. Both of them are beautiful sports to watch.
This will show why we're so different. I have 2 different pairs. So one pair is volleyball for the team sport because I love volleyball. And unfortunately, when I was young enough to play volleyball, there was no women's sport. We were still wearing our onesie bloomers. And, sports were done when you got out of high school kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I loved volleyball. Now, that said, it's a very different game today than when I played. Like, speed up 700,000 times. But I would love to play volleyball again. Yeah. It is also what destroyed my knees. But now I have new knees, so I'd love to play volleyball. And then to go along with that, my individual sport would be tennis, just because it's the same kind of net thing. And I love tennis. I love volleyball. My other 2, though, when you went through the list, Francis, of all the sports, soccer. I grew up on soccer. To play soccer again would be heaven as a striker. And I'd shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Those would be, and I think
like the biathlon or whatever it is.
Yeah. So I think that would be my 2.
Yeah.
I like them. Which 2 would you pick, Gwen?
It's hard because I've played some of these sports, so I feel like I have a natural affinity for a couple of them, but I really like volleyball. I think doing table tennis would be awesome.
Oh, table tennis. That is so
That's
fast.
wild.
That's crazy, though. Table tennis players
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Like I said, I think the ones that have the lowest potential for bad
for injury.
Yeah.
There you go.
Volleyball doesn't really count, but tennis,
table tennis. That's smart. Let's take care of your body.
Just worry about the skill rather than I have this injury, I have to be
or I could run into somebody or get a concussion.
Right.
How about you, Francis? What are your
be wrestling and rugby, but they weren't on this list.
Wrestling's not on the Olympics list?
It may not be. This is
This is like the full list.
Yeah.
Wrestling, rugby. I want to watch more of. We don't get enough live stream of rugby because rugby and cricket are two games I really want to understand the rules for.
Rugby's a crazy.
And rugby is a crazy ass
wicked
game.
game.
After hanging out with Monica because her husband does rugby.
Oh, does he play?
Yeah, he has
He's
like
professional, right?
Yeah, well.
And they have women's rugby now, right?
Yeah. And they hang out together. And
I may have to find me a rugby club in
that
Philadelphia.
is the most violent of sports.
It is.
And there's no
is.
helmet or pads, right?
Yeah, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that.
Holy cow.
No.
Well, no, not necessarily to play, but to like, maybe I could be the water boy. I could be the water boy.
I don't know.
I just want to learn it. Yeah.
Motivational speaker.
A water boy, motivational speaker, you name it. Accountant.
Yeah.
I'll be your team accountant.
Yeah, no.
I love it. That was a good question, though.
That was a
That was
great
a good
question.
question. Drop yours in the comments, folks. What's your favorite independent Olympic summer sport and team Olympic summer sport? Let's do a little poll and see what we got.
I like it.
Awesome.
What about winter? Would you guys like do
Winter.
sports?
Winter.
Oh, I wished I could ice skate.
I would be, it would be ice skating
God,
for
I wish
sure,
I could ice skate.
assuming I had the talent. Although it does seem like everybody's really high stress in skating. Like that, go back to Nancy
just-
Kerrigan and what's her name, and it's like,
Tanya
whoa.
Harding. I don't know. It's just, but again, it's a beautiful sport.
Yeah.
It's set to music.
I don't know that I could ever be that graceful. I can't dance on feet, much less on skates. Even our daughter said, "Ooh, I've got to work on that. I can't move my top and bottom of my body
They
at the
don't
same
go
time."
together.
But winter sports, so the jumping would be cool. The ones where they go down that huge thing and
Oh no. That
Some of them travel like 400 feet.
they go
I
far.
know.
Yeah, it's wild.
that would be very
Could
cool
not-
for me because I'd still feel safe. Like I want to paraglide, but I'd like be paranoid about paragliding.
You'd feel safe hurtling yourself down
Well, yeah,
a
because you're going
mountain
to just
that
land on. You're 400 feet. You're going to land. Like when you paraglide, you jump off a cliff that's 1,000 feet in the air. That's really different.
that's
That's
a parachute holding
Yeah,
you
but
up.
what if it ripped? What if a bird hit me? What if like my pocket knife fell out and sliced
The
it?
ski jumping is if your ski's just like a centimeter off of where it's supposed to be, you're.
Yeah, but mine wouldn't be. Nah, mine wouldn't be. So I want to do that, and then team sport. Probably ice hockey,
Mine would be luge.
I was gonna say bobsled.
Yeah.
where you just
Luge.
get in a thing and sit there.
Hey, Cool Runnings. I loved that movie when I was a kid.
Well, I don't know that movie.
No, Cool Runnings is
No.
about the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember the
yeah.
Jamaican.
Yeah.
Well, about them, I remember them. That was pretty cool. But to me, in luge, you get in a thing and you go like this. Like, what am I missing? How is that a sport?
I mean, but think about like you.
No, the
I know
luge
we're going to get
people- the
trashed
luge
for this.
people
There's
can't-
going to be a luge
The luge
athlete
people,
that's going to.
you're on. The luge people are lying down. On
Well,
their back.
they're really fit. I know that. So they work out. They have to be strong. But I don't understand the sport. Like, how do you make that
hurtling
thing?
yourself down because you have to like cut certain angles on the
But
on the turn.
you're just
to get
in it. Like,
speed.
how?
You're not in it. You're on it. You have
Oh,
brakes on
okay.
the sides.
You have brakes that you're controlling it.
So you are
Also, you're
doing
pushing-
something in
you're
there.
running it, You're pushing the whole thing to get your momentum.
Yeah,
going
okay.
for the speed.
Because I know they're all strong and fit as
Yeah.
any athlete.
Yeah.
But I just don't. It's like then you put your body in this thing and it's like, okay, let's hope we win. But maybe it's how they lean in there and
Yes.
all these other scientific things that I can.
Also,
Anyway.
you think about it, right? And you think about how fun it would be to be in like a NASCAR car. They're
Yeah.
traveling at really, really high speeds too. And
That's
they're not,
true.
They don't have the safety of like a box car around. them.
Right.
You know, they're like in a little metal tube.
Yeah, those accidents are horrible when they
And they're-
happen.
and
That's
they're
the other
going
thing. To Wen's point about
fast.
injury, I probably wouldn't do it because of injury. It's just too crazy. Of course, I will fly off a thing
Yeah, of
and
course
ski.
you'll fly off a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the thing where like you're like scooping the
Oh,
ice?
curling.
Oh, curling!
Curling!
Yes, I do curling.
Curling!
Yes,
Low-key, I kind of think that's kind of a dumb sport.
I love
It's
it.
just like
Hey,
raising the ice,
Our
but I
nephew,
get it.
our nephew
He
is
learned
like,
how to do
he
it.
learned how to do it, and he's now like a ref. A
Yeah,
ref for
I
curling.
would do
Yes.
curling. It is so fun looking.
It's,
It is
it's
a
interesting to
weird.
watch.
It is
It's
a
a
weird
weird
but
sort
fun
of
sport.
sport.
Do you watch it?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, I mean,
Oh my
have
God, I
before.
watch it every time. It's like I can't look away. It's like a car
I
wreck.
watch it if it's the only thing on.
It's like when I used to watch. What was that show I could not
Lawrence
go?
Welk.
Lawrence Welk.
Lawrence Welk. Used to
Lawrence
catch
Welk would
her.
hit the TV, and it was like watching a car wreck. I couldn't ever pass it. I just watched Lawrence Welk. That would be curling. No, I like watching curling, though.
You age yourself right there, babe.
I did age myself. I don't. If you don't know by now,
I'm just
62,
saying.
folks. Hey, here's a cool thing about me. I'm 62, and I was born in 62. This is my very special year.
This is your very special
My
year.
62 year. Everybody has one. Well, not everybody.
I think everybody has 2 golden years, I guess, because one's the day of the month. So
Oh.
26 on March 26th, and then sure you could do your
62, yeah.
Mm.
That's true. I would.
We ever hit
I'd hate to be born in 00, though.
I
You will.
miss
You'll be
it.
90.
97?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
2097.
Oh, yeah, you will. You'll be 97 and
Don't let
97.
that happen. I don't want that to happen.
No, it's not 1997. So what you were born in 97.
Yeah.
When you're 97, it'll be 20,085.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 80.
So-
I don't do math in my
90,
head. But
what do you want to live to 97 is the question.
yeah.
I do not.
You do not want to live to 97.
Even with all the stuff
This
that's
is
available
so
now to
interesting.
have a healthy, active life till then,
I feel like regardless, I'll probably hit like 80.
you'll be done.
And then I'll be like, it'll be all downhill.
It's like I've done it all
Like
now.
with Asian people, you're good and you'll stay like pretty much, I'll go up to 60 and I'll look fine. And at 60, a switch will flip and I'll start to age. And then from 60 to 80, I'll be like, kind of
Going on the downhill.
Yeah, kind of old Asian man. But then from like 80 to like 100, it's just bad.
You have pre-planned this?
I'm already, I have a
He's
whole
been
period.
We
observing.
need to work on your manifesting skills.
God, that's
What are you
bizarre.
manifesting? Misery after 80.
No.
Oh my Lord, that's so sad. That is so sad. But yeah, so now I've got to actually do the math. I think you'd be 97 in 2084. Now that I do that math right.
Still don't want to do it.
No?
Still
No,
wanna-
20. No, that's
still
not
don't wanna
right.
do it.
2094. 2094.
With all the like tech and stuff now, like I've been watching this guy who's saying that he's aging himself backwards, but he spends like $1 million a year
Oh my
just
God.
to do
Oh,
it.
no.
And it's like, no, I don't think if that's what it
Siphoning the
takes,
blood
I'd
of
rather
his
just
son.
be gone. Yeah.
What?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. We'll
He's-
talk about that later.
okay.
It's insane.
All right, everybody. We're going to wrap now, I think.
Yeah,
That was a fun episode.
it was. It's always good to talk to you.
And
This is like some of the best talking
it's better
that we
than
get
in the
done.
car.
'Cause you're working all the time.
better
It's
than
really
in the
nice
car.
to have these days.
But thank you so much for joining us. We hope you get as much as we do out of these.
Absolutely.
And just
share.
share, drop some comments in if there's stuff you want to see us talk about, or any ways that we've gone through some stuff and survived it and are still happy and apparently reading each other's breath. So we'll see you on She Said next week. You have a great one.
Thanks. See ya.